I'm Andy Smith. I'm an appreciative inquiry facilitator and trainer and have been for about the last 12 years now. Appreciative inquiry is, or appreciative inquiry as I believe it's usually often called in America, a method of change which seeks to solve problems rather than by analyzing the causes of the problems and trying to get rid of them that way. It looks for what's already working, looks to build on that, because in every system there's going to be some things that are working no matter how dysfunctional the team or how poorly performing the organization or how much the individual is underperforming. There's always going to be some stuff in there that's working. And if we find that, we build on it, it will help us to generate new ideas to overcome the very genuine challenges that people face. If we're going to take the fundamental unit of getting things done as being the team, what does a team need to be in order to handle change successfully? You need a number of things, really. You need cohesion. So people are working as a team, not in competition with each other and backstabbing each other. You need trust so that your team members feel safe enough with each other to open up. They don't withhold information from each other, and particularly from the team leader. You need creativity. So you want the emotional climate of the team, how it feels to work in that team. You want that climate to be one that encourages people to be open to new ideas and to come up with new and creative solutions. And you also need diverse input from people. So no one person has 100% knowledge of what's going on in a team or in its environment, like with its customers and so on. So for realistic, robust, effective solutions that are actually going to work, you need input from people at all levels and in different roles. And ideally from people the team interacts with, suppliers, customers, regulators, whatever. You need all of that. Appreciative inquiry provides you with a format for achieving all of that. Can I drop a bit of brain science in here? In recent years, neuroscientists have discovered two networks in the brain that do different things. One is called the task-positive network. This is what tends to light up when you are fulfilling a task or try to hit a deadline. And this is all about getting things done, focusing in, avoiding the deadline. But the downside of it is that you tend to regard other people when you're in that mode as, in terms of their usefulness in getting the task done. So you're much more task-focused than relationship-focused. It also means that it's almost like your mind has blinkers on. You're so focused on achieving the goal that you're not particularly open to new information, new ideas. People get defensive. They don't necessarily share information. So that's one network that can get activated, and that happens a lot in modern work mode. The other brain network is called the default mode network. This is what we're using the rest of the time, which is more kind of open, less target driven. It's more about relationships. It's more about being open to new ideas. And you need that for creativity. The problem is when we're in task positive mode, we're more resistant to new ideas. We're more defensive. We're more prone to defend our own position, which is no good for generating new ideas. It may be great for getting things done, for deciding what should be done and for coming up with new and creative ways to achieve that. It's not much use. So we need both modes of thinking to get things done, but we can't activate both at the same time, because if one's active, the other one shuts down, and vice versa. So you need an effective way of shifting your team into default mode network first, so that you can develop creative responses to the challenges you face before going into task positive mode to go off and implement them. So the most effective way that researchers have found to do that, to activate the default mode network, is to get people talking about their strengths, their achievements, and things they're proud of, and collaborating on creating their vision for the future. Appreciative inquiry gives you a tried and tested method for doing exactly that. That's how it can come in useful at the team level. If we're looking at the macro level of organizational development as a whole, It's commonly accepted, at least in the literature that I've read, that around about 70% or maybe even more of large-scale change initiatives actually fail. There's a big reason for this, and appreciative inquiry has a solution to it. Change initiatives usually fail because people in the organization don't get behind change. They drag their feet, they resist passively. At the very least, they don't engage with it enthusiastically, because most of us don't like change, at least when it's imposed on us from above by CEOs or management consultants. We're not exactly enthusiastic about taking a leap into the unknown. We've probably seen change initiatives in the past that have promised the earth but in practice haven't worked out, quite often because they overlook important factors that people working on the front line know about, but the management consultants and the CEOs have missed. We could have told them about it if they'd asked us, but we weren't consulted. So with top-down change, especially the year zero kind, which is about sweeping everything away and starting with a blank sheet of paper, it sweeps the good away with the bad. The resistance to change there is actually quite rational, because we don't know what we're moving into and we've been disappointed in the past. So management have to try and sell the change to people. They have to try and get buy-in from people. And what they're really asking people to do is take this leap of faith into the unknown. Brave New World looks great on paper. We don't really believe it because we don't have any reference experiences of things actually working that way. When people say, I can't really see myself doing that, they literally mean they don't have an image in their mind of themselves acting in that new way, which makes it very hard for them to believe in this bright new future. Since we're hardwired by evolution to expect the worst in unknown situations, deep down, we really don't want to go there. Appreciative inquiry is a different approach to change. Rather than trying to construct the vision of the future from scratch, instead, it looks at what's already working. Where are the desired solutions already happening, even if only partially? And these times when the solutions are sometimes already happening, even if they're the exception rather than the rule, they form the foundation of the desired future vision. It's much, much easier to imagine what you want in the future if you start by taking what you like about present and past performance and use that as the foundation of your future vision, carrying it forward into the future rather than starting with that terrifying blank page. And also, people will actually believe in that future vision because they've got some reference experiences of it already working. And you don't have to sell it to them because you've had their input already. To an extent, it is their vision and they own it.